The story begins in a modern city called Riverdale. Tall buildings stand across the skyline, roads are filled with moving vehicles, and thousands of people go about their daily lives. Water is essential for everything in the city: drinking, cleaning, agriculture, and industry. For many years, the city depended on seasonal rainfall. Rain arrived during predictable months and filled rivers, lakes, and reservoirs that supplied water to the city. But slowly, things began to change. Scientists started noticing that rainfall patterns were no longer predictable. Some years, the rain was very little, creating water shortages. Other times, extremely heavy rain would fall in just a few hours. One evening, dark clouds gather over Riverdale. Rain begins slowly, but soon becomes extremely heavy. Water quickly fills the streets. Cars struggle to move through flooded roads and people rush for shelter. The city's drainage system cannot handle such intense rainfall. Riverdale experiences its first major urban flood. Experts explain that climate change and rapid urbanization are responsible for these new rainfall patterns. Concrete roads and buildings prevent rainwater from soaking into the ground. Instead of being absorbed naturally, rainwater flows rapidly into drains and overwhelms city infrastructure. If cities continue using traditional systems, floods and water shortages will become more frequent. Riverdale needed a new solution. City planners introduced rainwater harvesting. Buildings are equipped with rooftop collection systems that capture rainwater and store it in tanks. This stored water can later be used for cleaning, irrigation, and other daily activities. Instead of wasting rainwater, the city begins to store it for the future. The city also introduces green infrastructure. Rooftops are covered with plants that absorb rainwater. New parks and wetlands are designed to store excess rain during storms. Permeable pavements allow rainwater to slowly seep into the ground, helping recharge groundwater levels. These solutions reduce flooding and make the city greener. Engineers install smart drainage systems with sensors that monitor rainfall and water flow. When heavy rainfall occurs, the system automatically redirects water into storage reservoirs and retention ponds. This prevents water from accumulating on city streets. Riverdale slowly transforms into a smarter and more resilient city. With rainwater harvesting, green infrastructure, and smart drainage systems, Riverdale is now better prepared for changing rainfall patterns. Flood risks are reduced, and water resources are managed more efficiently. The city becomes an example of sustainable urban water management.
This isn't a forest. Not really. It's actually an urban park in the densely populated city of Nanchang, China, filled with birds, native trees, and volcanic rock on 137 acres of urban land. It's called a sponge city, and it's a type of natural infrastructure that architects around the world are designing to help us combat and withstand a changing climate. So what does it mean for a city to become spongy? This video is presented by Delta Airlines. Today, like everywhere else on the globe, cities are feeling the effects of climate change, and they often don't have the right infrastructure to help them survive its impacts. Some neighborhoods in Houston don't have enough trees to provide shade and relief from rising temperatures. Meanwhile, rising sea levels threaten coastal cities like Mumbai and Seoul that don't often have the infrastructure to handle more frequent flooding. This is only made worse by the fact that cities are covered with pavement and other surfaces that can't absorb water.
Urbanization changes habitats. So when you build on a place, it removes vegetation, it alters hydrology.
In 2015, China launched a Sponge City pilot program in 30 cities across the country. The goal of the program was to coordinate and promote the construction of sponge cities, which would improve urban drainage and flood prevention and create a diverse biological environment. Architects did this by supplementing the existing gray infrastructure that relied on concrete pipes and dams with natural solutions, like gardens that are designed to capture rain and native trees that suck up excess water through their roots. In China, these ideas were taken from ancient drainage systems. That's because for centuries, Chinese cities actually handled water pretty well, in part because they were built with nature in mind. In Xianan, a sewage pipe was replaced with this natural infiltration system that uses vegetation beds to purify storm and rainwater. Shanghai replaced concrete roads and sidewalks with this permeable pavement, which is lined with vegetation to absorb excess water into the soil underground. And across Wuhan, dozens of urban gardens like these were planted to absorb water before it overwhelms communities.
We often talk about biodiversity like it's far away, but it's actually right there. And I think the more that people understand that the kinds of things they do from where they live, that really matters. People can do things to change cities. They can do things to make cities different. They can do things to make cities better.